Consequential damages. Consequential damages, also recognized as special damages, represent financial losses that arise not directly from an act itself but from the secondary effects or outcomes of that act. Within the sphere of engineering, procurement, and construction, EPC, contracts, these damages are critically relevant, reflecting the intricate nature of contractual obligations and the extensive impacts that can result from their breach. This detailed exploration aims to consolidate, elucidate, and refine the understanding of consequential damages in the EPC context. Nature and examples of consequential damages. Definition. Consequential damages do not stem directly from the breach of contract, instead, they result from the specific outcomes of such a breach. Their indirect nature often makes them more complex to predict and quantify. Examples in EPC contracts. Loss of anticipated profits. Profits that were expected from the project's operational phase but are lost due to delays or failures in completion. Downtime costs. Expenses arising from delays in production or operational startup, including costs associated with halted operations. Alternative solutions. Costs incurred to secure alternative arrangements or solutions due to the failure of timely project completion. Business opportunities and goodwill. The loss resulting from missed market opportunities and damage to reputation or brand value. Challenges in quantification. The inherent uncertainty of future events complicates the quantification of consequential damages. This difficulty often leads to their exclusion from liability clauses in contracts to avoid exposing parties to unpredictable financial risks. Mitigating risks and contractual strategies. To manage the risks associated with consequential damages, EPC contracts should clearly define scope and limitations. Establish explicit exclusions or limitations on liability for consequential damages, outlining what is not covered to prevent disputes over such claims. Exclusions. Standard practice involves expressly excluding liability for all forms of consequential losses, such as loss of profits, production, contracts, or use, and special, indirect, incidental, or consequential damages under any legal theory, including indemnity, breach of contract, statutory duty, and torts like negligence and strict liability. Incorporate provisions. Exclusive remedies provision. Limit the owner's recourse exclusively to the remedies specified within the contract, providing clarity on compensation mechanisms. Entire agreement provision. Ensure all understandings and agreements regarding the contract's subject matter are fully integrated into the document, mitigating the risk of external claims. Exceptions. Acknowledge that certain liabilities, such as those arising from fraudulent representations, willful misconduct, or gross negligence, cannot legally be excluded and should be carefully considered within the contractual framework. Conclusion. While it is challenging to anticipate every possible outcome or impact of a breach, a meticulously crafted EPC contract can significantly clarify the approach towards managing consequential damages. By explicitly defining the scope, exclusions, and remedies related to these damages, the contract serves as a protective measure for both parties, aiming to minimize undue losses and ensure a mutual understanding of the financial risks involved. This balanced approach underscores the importance of foresight and precision in contract drafting, particularly in projects of the scale and complexity typical of the EPC industry.